friends, join me for an unboxing. I have an Bobmail automatic digital incubator. I have another incubator and it's failing. 3 times I've tried it and it's just failing over and over and over. So we decided it was time to get another one. This one is called is one of the Amazon Choice, and usually when Amazon makes a choice, it's because they're getting good reviews on it. People are not returning it. People are not complaining about it. It's shipping well and all kinds of features like that. We did the reviews on this and read the reviews on this, and it looks better than the other one for sure. The other one doesn't even have a brand name. The paperwork that was inside the box doesn't have a website, doesn't have a customer service number or anything. So I'm hoping this is a step up from that. That one is one of those I'll show you. So here's our incubator. It's a piece of junk. I have a hygrometer and a thermometer set inside that are separate from the device, and they both say the temperature is only 35 degrees, and this one says it's 38. Something's not right. I would trust the 2 before I trust the 1. Before we started, we read, you hear people talking about don't get one of those styrofoam ones. Well, we didn't do enough research apparently. This cord on the top cuts in and out, so sometimes it's got power and sometimes it just doesn't have power. And if you can see that blue down here underneath, I have a plant start heat mat underneath of it for starting your seedlings because it just wasn't getting hot enough. We've got eggs in there right now. I put in a dozen eggs and 2 of them developed and then failed. And I put in 12 eggs and 3 of them developed. They're still going, but I had to pull out the other 9 eggs. And then I put in 9 more eggs so that there were 12 eggs in there again, and only 3 of those have developed. They're about 5 days apart, so when it comes time for lockdown, I'll just lock them all down together. And when it comes time to take chicks out, I'll do it really quickly and without disturbing the temperature or anything. And that's it. I've got 6 eggs out of 3 dozen I've tried. I'm not impressed. So it's time to try another incubator. Okay, let's get this open. I haven't opened it. I don't know what's in it. I know it's supposed to be clear and it's supposed to hold 21 eggs. And the rest, your guess is as good as mine. I didn't read the article really thoroughly. I left that up to my husband. He's the one who ordered it. But we'll see how this goes. All right, what do we got going here? It's well packaged. Nothing was going to shift around in that box. Let's get rid of the cardboard. A large plastic bag. Let's make sure that we reuse that. I'm going to look at this cord on the bottom so I don't mess it up. Okay, it's contained. It should be fine. It has a little adapter cord on it. And that looks fine. It's got some features here that are described on the box as warming it up or cooling it down, turning the light on. Press once to press once for the egg turner and testing, and press for 3 seconds to get into setting mode, so that takes you to the menu. Press once, turn on or off light. Press for 3 seconds to switch between Celsius and Fahrenheit. Now this has an LED screen. It has a little dial here, a little knob that you can open and close that venting. Let me see if I can get this open. I just trimmed off all my fingernails and I can't get at the tape. There we go. I got it. Only took 5 minutes. That's the exterior water reservoir. So we can put water in here so that the water, you don't have to take the lid off to change the humidity to refill it. That's awesome. Now, what else? You read it this way, so that's at the front of the machine. How do I open this? Oh, it's taped all the way around. This thing has been well secured. There are 4 big pieces of tape on the just on the dome, and there were 2 more pieces of tape on the water reservoir. My fingers are getting a workout trying to open this darn thing. That dome is pretty heavy too. That's not cheap plastic. That's pretty solid. Like, you would get drinking glasses made of material this thick. This is good. It comes with an owner's manual, and it has a brand name to start with. And it has an email address for customer support. And a 3-year warranty. That's a great start. Give me a few minutes to read this literature and I will be back. I've taken the time to read this manual. It's 6+ pages long. It even has a chart on the back that tells you it tells you what type of egg you're dealing with, the number of days it needs to be in the incubation, and the conditions with the temperature and the humidity, and then your hatch conditions. So when you put it in the eggs into lockdown, and what day you do that, and what the humidity and temperature should be. The temperature stays the same, but the humidity changes. And it's got a 3-year warranty and support. So I'm happy with that. I'm really impressed with this. The manual is super easy to read. It is in clear English, and it's pretty fantastic. I'm excited about this. I'll make sure that there's a link in the description below so you can look at this product on Amazon and pick one up if you like it. I'm going to set this up so that I can get started. You're supposed to warm this up for an hour before you put your eggs in it. Not that I think it matters. The eggs have been on the kitchen counter, so if this is gradually warming up, I think the eggs would gradually warm up too, rather than going from the kitchen counter to this being hot. I think it might actually be better to do it the other way. Okay, so we have a power adapter that goes here, and it just beeped as it turned on, and we have an adapter here that goes to the motor in the bottom. So this one operates the heat and feeds through to operate the turner. I'm going to make sure it's factory reset. You push 2 buttons, the menu and the minus button, and you hold those for 5 seconds. Okay, now it's going to make a factory reset, and it automatically set, let's bring you down so you can see this. It automatically defaults to 21 days. And it's Fahrenheit, 72 Fahrenheit. I'm going to leave it in Fahrenheit because the chart on the back of the book is in Fahrenheit, so I'll just leave it at that. But you can change that too if you want to. It has a light, and you can adjust the brightness of that light, plus or minus. Yeah, so we can use the plus or minus buttons. That's harsh on my eyes. We can use the plus or minus buttons to adjust the light. Let's see if it does anything. That might already be at its peak. See if we can dim that a little. There we go. You have to actually press it several times. Let's turn the light back on. There we go. It's not getting any brighter. It does get dimmer. And if you hold the light button for 3 seconds, it switches between Fahrenheit and Celsius. I want it on Fahrenheit because it suggests on the back of the book to keep it at 99.5. Inside we have a plate with grids on it that's going to turn the eggs, and we have a solid tray that's going to hold the eggs from falling through. Inside of there we have our water well, and the water just comes to different depths. You pour the water in the back, and it comes to it trickles through here, it comes to different depths. They suggest that if you need low humidity, you only fill to sink 1. If you need it for medium humidity, you put it on to sink 2, and then for the highest humidity, you fill it so that this whole area is covered with water. And then there's a drain on the back. You can pull the little plug and then readjust your water levels. This plate fits in with there's a couple of buttons here, or posts, and your egg tray fits back on the posts. This has a circle that's flat on one side so that you can put that on the center post. The dome has grooves so that it fits in position properly, so it doesn't move. It doesn't move. I'm really impressed with this. I'm hoping that it performs as well as I'm impressed with. So I'm gonna gather my chickens, or I'm gonna gather my eggs and get started. All right, I'm gonna put this incubator in the space where I want it to be, and I'm going to put some eggs in it. And in 3 weeks, we should have some chicks. Now, the other incubator that I just showed you a few minutes ago, it does have some chicks in it that are due to hatch in a week. And then there will be 3 more that are supposed to hatch a few days after that, 4 or 5 days after that. So I've got to get on it and get my my brooder ready. I know what I'm using, I know where I'm doing it. We're going to keep them indoors for a week just so they get past the pasty butt stage. And then I'll move them out to the shed, and when they're out in the shed I have to build a brooder, but I can come up with something. We have some workbenches, I can just work on top of the workbenches for now. Now if I put 21 eggs in here, 21 eggs, that's 21 chicks, 20 chicks, 18 chicks, all hatching at once. I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to put those in the brooder. They'll outgrow that brooder pretty quick in a week and put them outside 3 weeks later than the other birds. There's going to be discrepancies in their ages and sizes, and there might be some pecking order that needs to be sorted out. I'm hatching Canadian breasts, pure Canadian breasts, on the first 2 batches, the first 6 eggs that are in the incubator right now. This will be a mix of the pure Canadian breasts and some breasts with my female Sassos. So yeah, Sasso Ivory and Sasso Scarlet. They're I think they're a hybrid from Frey's Hatchery, and they lay eggs like crazy. They lay eggs every single day. The breasts are a little bit more flaky on whether they lay every day. Like, they're only reaching a year old now, and they did not lay their eggs in the winter. The Sasso kept going, not every day, but they're a year, they're 2 years old already. I'm just gonna read the little paragraph here about the incubator. Introducing the Bobmail Egg Incubator, ideal for hatching chicks of poultry such as chickens, ducks, and geese, as well as various bird species. The intelligent incubator can hatch up to 21 chicken, duck, or goose eggs and around 50 bird eggs simultaneously. With the adjustable temperature and incubation time settings, it accommodates the hatching needs of different egg varieties. The incubator ensures precise control within a stable range of 72 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit with a minimal fluctuation of plus or minus 0.6 degrees Fahrenheit. It supports customizable incubation cycles for diverse egg types, featuring a countdown timer, automatic egg turning, and an integrated water reservoir for humidity control. Convenient, safe, and reliable. The Bobmail Egg Incubator is suitable for laboratories, homes, and farms. Please read the user manual thoroughly before use. The only thing I can't find in the manual is how long the egg turner runs or how often the egg turner runs, but it's supposed to be automatic. And this machine is much quieter than the other machine as well. We have the other machine in our utility room because it's got a cycling, a whirling noise that's not steady and consistent. It tends to wave up and down, and that to those who are sound sensitive, that's just irritating. So it sits in a room that's got a closing door, and it's separate from the rest of the house. This one's going in there too because it does suggest keeping it in a draft-free place and in a place that doesn't have direct sunlight. So putting it in there, it's dark in there. There's not a problem with sunlight in there. And the temperature will be stable. It might go up a little bit if I'm running laundry, but usually not much, 2 degrees because it's a small room, and you know the dryers throw off heat. But that's it. I am excited about this. Let's go put it in place. So there you go, the egg turner works. I have 12 Canadian breast eggs in there because that's all I had. And I have 9 Sasso breast cross eggs in there. I'm wondering if part of our problem with our previous incubator, which I've just moved up to the upper shelf, it's right there. I'm wondering if the problem we're having with those eggs is not necessarily the incubator problem, but that our rooster isn't doing his job. Only 3 fertile eggs out of 9. I think there's a problem with that. So this, the Sasso hens are with another breast rooster, and maybe they're getting a little more action than the Canadian breasts are. But this is the strangest thing. We have never in an entire year seen either rooster mate with the red hens. They only mate with the white hens. So some of these eggs may be useless anyways because the red hens are not being bred. We'll see what comes out of this. I've marked the shells with an S for Sasso or a B for breast. I just wrote on them with a pencil. I'm excited for this. I've got 21 eggs in there. On top of the 6 that are in the other incubator, we're going to have a huge passel of chicks soon, and we'll be able to fill our freezer. First choice, roosters, freezer, every time. Because of that flashing light, I can't get this to come into focus, but my Bobmail incubator is sitting at 99.5 degrees, 43 or 48% humidity. I have no idea what the humidity is supposed to be at. And there on the right bottom, that's not flashing, that says 1 day. We are down to the last few hours before our new chicks hatch. This incubator has been a dream compared to the other one. The temperature has stayed the same or pretty steady. There have been no alarms going off because it was too hot or too cold. The temperature, the humidity has been pretty stable. I can't get it any higher than that, or it doesn't generally go lower than that. And on day 20, on day 17 or 18, it stopped turning, and I can't even use the button to test the turner. It refuses to turn. So it has a protection mechanism in there for us dum-dums that are just learning the process. So these birds should be pipping out of here today. I did start with 21, but the others, I've got 6 left. The others were not fertile, so they didn't develop into anything. I didn't have any that developed and then died. They just never developed at all. So I think my roosters are not doing their thing, or for whatever reason, the chickens are laying eggs, but they're not coming out fertilized. I would recommend this Bobmail incubator to anyone. It has been a dream to work with. It has been so easy and flawless. The other one was so full of flaws. This one's been flawless. I did check a couple of eggs before the machine went into lockdown, and I didn't see movement because the egg was so full. I don't think they could have moved. But they definitely developed into filling up that egg. So we'll see what it looks like today, tomorrow, whenever they actually get around to hatching. Our first batch hatched on 20 days, and these ones are on day 21 now. We can expect them within day 25. So it could be a couple of days still, but I really anticipate there will be today. There is not any pipping yet. They haven't cracked the shell yet at all. So we'll just wait and see what happens. I look forward to having these birds. These are the chicks that are 2 weeks old and 1 week old. The one on the right and the one at the back on the left. Well, he's in the middle on the left now. Are 2 weeks old, and you can see they're obviously smaller. I think they're mostly male. I might have one female in the group. Out of 45 eggs we set, 45 eggs, we only got 8 chicks. This is 5 of them. You see those blue legs? Those greenish colored legs, because they're going to be turning blue. These are Canadian breasts. They're white Canadian breasts. And here we have what I bought as day-old chicks, and what we hatched yesterday. They're 2-day-old chicks. The yellow ones are 2 days old. I figured now was the best time to pick up new chicks. With losing so many chicks or having so many eggs that weren't viable out of the 45, I really wanted more chicks than just 8. I was hoping for a dozen or so. So I bought the extra 4. So the chicks with the gray striping, the black chicks with the gray striping, those are a silver laced Wyandotte. And the ones in the back, the corner there that are black, those are black sex link. These are all a dual purpose bird, and we will have eggs and meat from all of them. These chicks I bought today you're not able to feather sex them, so they're straight run. You get what you get, whether it's male or female. We'll find out in the coming weeks. We don't want too many roosters though. We have 2 really great roosters right now in the Canadian breast, and that's plenty. But these guys are so cute. I love the coloring. Look at the coloring on that guy. Just incredible. And so begins our chick season of 2024. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I will see you next time.